there.
Oh, we just caught that. Hey.
Hi.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to From Lisa's Kitchen. We are going to be taking you through just a few courses. Well, we've got a main course, and we've got a side, well, I guess potato dish, and then a sweet potato dish, and we're going to do a salad. And just kind of showing you, this is going to be really casual, and you'll see we've got our friends Linda and Nancy are here. And
hey, the studio audience!
Yay! And we're going to kick it up and not spam. Just kidding, we're not going to do that at all. But it's going to be fun. So Lisa is your host. Okay. I'll be in and out asking questions because I don't know anything, and this will be great. So take it away, hon.
So you got the grill going.
Yes, the grill is going.
We're going to do some grilled chicken, and I have that marinating now. Would you like to have that?
Sounds great.
Okay.
So the idea is we've got the grill heated up to it's a medium-high temperature, which again is going to depend on your grill. So you'll need to make sure that you are getting it good and warm. And what I'd like to do in the beginning of grilling chicken is I love to make sure that I get a good kind of a singe on that first layer. It helps seal the chicken on that side. And I also do like to make sure that I kind of oil down. And so what we do with that is, usually we'll do olive oil, but right now we're in an olive oil shortage, so we're going to do some good old canola oil.
I bought olive oil. Want some?
Oh, you bought some? Great. So Lisa bought some olive oil. Walmart brand. We spend it for no expense.
Product placement.
Very good. And
see, spending $9 on grilled olive oil. Come on.
So there we go. It's pretty simple. I generally take a couple, 3 paper towels, and just do a fold situation. We fold it, and then I just take it and I wipe it across the grills. And that keeps the stick from happening. So
you want to hear a funny story about the first time that Dan barbecued chicken?
You can tell them that story. Go ahead while I go.
I'll tell you guys. When we were dating, like every guy in my family knows how to barbecue. Like you just give them the tongs, and we always did the side dishes, the gals. And my grandma's like, "Hey Dan, you must know how to do chicken," and he was trying to impress everybody. And so he didn't have a clue on what he was doing, and he put raw chicken on the grill. I don't know what the temperature was, and he squirted the barbecue sauce right on the raw chicken. Oh my gosh, it was the blackest. We're all like cutting it. It was so overcooked and awful. But he has become like a super good griller. So anyway, so this chicken has already been marinating, and I like to marinate for about 24 hours. I don't know how long you guys marinate. I know the food safety people say not to do it longer than that. Sometimes I do for like 2 or 3 days, just to really get the flavor in there. Because I feel like, what's the use of making a marinade if you're not going to use it? So, but I was going to show you guys how to make this marinade. Okay? Okay. And I have my recipe up here because I always want to make. I'm not that kind of cook where I don't look at the recipe. I always look at the recipe, and I have it written down for you guys too. Okay. So. And
we'll make sure we include that in the group. Yeah, did you talk about? Did you say that? Yeah. So we'll make sure that is a digital copy.
I don't know what he said. I don't either.
So you'll have a digital copy of this in the group, so you'll know what to do.
So you can see.
I'm, by the way, going to go put this on the grill and basically working out about 4 minutes per side until it's done. And so what I do is also, generally most grills have some form of a hot spot. So I try to do some rotational grilling. So
or cheap grills like that.
Well, it's actually a Weber grill, but it does have some hot spots. So you have to make sure that you're watching your rotation. Make sure you do that. So go ahead.
Okay. What I have here, just so you guys know, is I'm going to do some roasted sweet potatoes. And I also, everybody would like to see, I'm also doing some purple potatoes. Remember the purple mash? Yeah. The other day when I made the purple mashed potatoes, you guys probably saw, I was trying to make these potatoes. And because that's what my kids like, and I cut them too thin, and I got sidetracked. I don't know if you ever get sidetracked in the kitchen. And I came back, and the skins were falling off, and they were mushy. And so that's why I made. That's why they. Yeah, I felt like I was on top that day. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I did it wrong. I have to punt. So anyway, so with these, what I do is I boil them until they're just a teensy bit squishy on the outside, but they're not cooked all the way through. And then we'll put them in the oven. So I started them before you guys got here. But anyway, this is the marinade for the chicken, and I like to cut we get like those giant Sam's Club packs. And the breasts are like,
they're huge.
I always try to picture the chicken, and I feel like it's probably falling over from I try not to think about the chemicals. Anyway. So I cut them in half so they cook better, because I feel like when you cook them, the ends get burnt, and then the middles, because they're that thick, they don't get done. Yeah. So that's why I cut it. So this is half a pack of Sam's Club chicken. The other half is out there. So this is the marinade. So I do a half a cup of canola or vegetable oil, doesn't matter, whatever you like.
Could be olive oil though too. Yeah.
What did I say? That's what I'm using, olive oil. And the vinegar that I usually use is, I tried to get all my condiments out, but I didn't get them all out today. Out there it has balsamic in it. This is going to be red wine today. That's the original recipe. And the flavor difference is negligible, you know. So this is a half a cup of red wine vinegar. Again, great value. Call me Walmart. Anyway. And soy sauce. There's no salt in this except for, you know, soy sauce. And this is something that Dan has discovered. You guys know about? I just bought that.
So I'm glad I didn't know what to do with it.
Okay. So
Show that to the camera. They don't know what it
I
is.
will. But I want these guys to taste it. These are liquid aminos.
Rags.
And he got these from the health food store. And it
Get them at
really
Whole Foods.
does taste a little bit like soy sauce. And we've used it in place of soy sauce. And you can smell. It sort of smells like soy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know what the health benefits are compared to soy.
Yeah, comparatively, it is a soy product, but it is, well, that's a
If you just want to like stick your pinky in there and taste it, you guys can, or dip a celery in there, whatever you want.
Yep. So your sodium comparison-wise is, let's
So
see.
we don't overcook them again.
Yep. So we got this is the light soy. So light soy is 570 milligrams of this is light. So you can imagine this is 36% less. So you're probably talking about almost probably about 900-ish milligrams per serving. And then this is only way down at, where is it? Showing it's at 160. So really for people, particularly if you have high blood pressure, Bragg's is a really great way to go. So definitely recommend the liquid aminos over soy.
In most of our recipes, I'll do like half soy, half aminos, just to, you know, just like when I substitute fat. You ever do like applesauce for oil? Only do like half, so you don't wreck it. So anyway, I'm taking care of these right now so they don't turn mash.
Okay, fantastic.
So it's a little break in the.
So we've got about another minute yet. I'm going to flip the chicken, and then we'll get a chance. I'll take you on an adventure out in our backyard. It'll be amazing, and you get to hear our train.
We live by the train.
And it's loud sometimes.
Okay, so with the potatoes, just put just like a teensy bit of oil in there.
Splash. Why is that?
I don't know. That's what the recipe said.
Oh, okay.
And then some salt. The point of all of this is you want to rough up the surface. I learned this from Cooks Illustrated. You guys saw that magazine at all? This is kosher salt, so it's really coarse.
Very coarse salt.
So just kind of toss it gently. Inevitably you break a couple, but you just want the surface to get roughed up, and it really makes it nice and crisp on the outside, and then nice and soft on the inside. So feel good. So I have purple and sweetened. Because the kids like the purple and we like the sweet. Okay, can you see like how especially the purple ones have like a little coating on the outside?
I'll give a little up view on that. Let me see what you got. Nice, fantastic. Okay. And here's our guest. There's Nancy. There's Linda.
Okay,
Hey there.
and here's the real secret to these potatoes, you guys. If you have
Yeah, it was good.
If you have stones, put the stones in the ovens, and they're hot when you put the potatoes on. So.
What does stones mean? I don't know what stones mean. I'm confused. What do you mean stone? A baking stone. Show me what that looks like.
Okay.
Ah.
This is my perfectly seasoned stone. You guys have stones?
Yep.
So,
I've got to go
And you
change,
sear 'em.
or I've got to go
And you-
flip the chicken
and you
mitt.
put it on. You just sizzle. And that gives them like a nice kind of browning on the outside. Can you hear it? So we'll mix it up here. They bake about the same, the sweet potatoes and the purple or russet or red. It doesn't make any difference what you use. What do your kids like? What kind of
Tots.
I know, right? After I started making the potatoes this way, like the just Idaho, plain white, any other potato that I make, they're like, why didn't you just cut those and make it the our favorite way?
The white one.
Yep, that's their favorite.
Mine likes the white one.
And every once in a while they'll try a sweet one, but not very often. Sorry, Dan, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
People like to ask me, like, how do you get your kids to eat healthy?
I know. We don't.
Like, a lot of times they don't eat what we like, but they're getting there. Like, Soap will tear into a giant bag of edamame, like steamed edamame. Anna loves blueberries, so we take what we can get, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Cameron will eat edamame too.
Yeah?
Yeah. As
Do you-
picky as she is.
Do you buy that bagged kind?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the steam.
Mhm.
That's
That's
awesome.
what I
Oh my
like.
gosh. So, here's the first tray. And so this is what I do before I put them in the oven. Just give it a little olive oil spray. Do you guys use this?
Mm-hmm.
Oop. That burner's still on. I have a bad habit of doing leaving oven on and the burner on. And then just a little salt. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side after they bake for a little while.
Let's see. Let's just take a peek. What do we got going on over here?
You can even hear them sizzling. Look. Ta-da.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Doesn't it look pretty? That's amazing presentation, honey.
Jeez, I think I just melted my mascara. 425 is the key, though. You guys.
425. If you want to get that good crispy.
Here's another stone.
So what's the secret of the stone again? Besides romancing it? Badunk.
Nice.
You've been waiting all night to say that.
Oh,
That's right.
the stone is hot.
Yes.
I have it in the oven when I started preheating it, and so when you drop it on there, it gives it kind of a nice. It'll brown it.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Versus metal, which very quickly cools as soon as it hits air.
It doesn't have heat, and
Yeah, it doesn't
heat inside
doesn't
of it.
hold the heat. Yeah.
So that's that. And I told you we had some. I usually have more.
Left over.
No. Victims of the smash.
Oh.
We lose some. Like the time I asked Dan to toss them for me, and I went back and went, oh, God.
It turned into mashed.
It totally crumbled. So, okay.
All the olive oil spray, not a bad little price there.
Carlini.
Okay. Yes, we do love the
I
olive.
do so much advertising for Aldi.
Yes, we do.
Okay. How's the chicken coming, babe?
It's coming. It got a little bit charred on one spot because I had it too hot on my hot spot, but
Nice.
we'll work.
All right, back to the marinade.
Back to
I
marinade.
put the red wine vinegar in, and we were just talking about soy sauce. So half a cup of soy sauce. And I'll do a fourth of this and a fourth of aminos.
Back up just a smidge.
Okay. A sixth of a cup of lemon juice is a funny measurement because this recipe I got was double this when I got it, and it made like way too much marinade. And I've never taken the time to see like how many tablespoons a sixth of a cup is. Someone probably knows, and they'll comment on our video and make me feel stupid. So what I do is just go. That's a sixth of a cup. I don't know. It never matters. So. And here's dry mustard. And this is about a tablespoon of dry mustard. That's what I do. You can see it's an exact science. And a little pepper. a lot of marinades that I've seen call for like sugar and, you know, stuff like that. And I feel like this is one of the cleaner ones that I found. So, and a little garlic.
But still gives tons of flavor, which is the
gosh.
thing. So sometimes it's that thing of being able to find a clean. I think that's the challenge of clean eating sometimes, is to find stuff that tastes actually good, that's clean. You know, because I think that's what we're all trying to accomplish here, and also sharing recipes that are good ones. So the more you guys find cleaner recipes, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is a process that we're going in. We're trying to learn to be more clean in our eating. So it doesn't have to be like exactly perfect. Like every single ingredient has to come from the ground and you know, be completely natural.
This one came from my herbs on my
yes.
porch,
so we're talking a process. So
this is parsley, just flat leaf parsley.
Sorry.
And that's all. So just stir it up.
So pretty simple overall.
Pour it on. And sometimes I'll take a fork and like stab them so it gets in there better. And while they're marinating, if I happen to pass the fridge, because this separates, you know, the oil will go to the top, I'll just go around and shake it. And if you put it in a bag, I've had such bad experiences with bags, probably because I buy cheap bags, not from Aldi. But when you buy cheap bags, they leak. So I almost always do a Tupperware. I don't know how you guys like to marinate, but so I give it like some stabs.
Just to get that, especially the leaner that this is a pretty big rule of marinades, is that the leaner the meat, the less it actually will tend to absorb the marinade that you are giving it. So even doing something like that is really critical. So if you ever do like some form of a marinade for, say, a turkey, or if you're doing like pork, those are meats that tend to not take on as much because they are so, especially with the modern food supply, the more and more those meats are raised to be leaner and leaner.
That's why pork doesn't taste good anymore.
Pork's very, very tough. So there's very little fat. So so like your beefs and things like that will tend to take on more of a marinade a little bit easier. So you do have to generally marinate longer. So sometimes with those quick marinades that you get in the store, I think sometimes can be a little bit of a misnomer, because it's like, oh, a half hour and you do that. It's like, do you really get much flavor in that?
Half an hour marinades.
Half an hour marinades are kind of a joke.
I'm a huge believer in like long marinades.
Yep.
That's why when you watch Chopped, they're like, I wanted to marinate it. I'm like, you left that in for 2 minutes. You know, like, really, how much flavor did it get? So, anyway, well, are you?
I am ready.
Your chicken's ready?
I am ready, yep.
You want your platter?
Yes. I'm going to take a quick pic. We're going on a safari. Oh, yeah. Going outside. All right. So we've got, notice my hot spot's right in the middle, so I spread that out on the edges, making sure that it's good and done. Got some char on it. Maybe just a little more char than I would like. Paying a lot of attention to a lot of things, but still going to be tasty and good. All right. Coming back in for the ladies.
So Dan wanted a salad, and I decided to show you guys, like, I eat this salad almost every single day, and like when I make a wrap, I almost always put some version of this salad inside the wrap, and the chicken that we're making, like we usually make like a whole pack of Sam's Club chicken. So I'll cut that up after it's been in the fridge for a while and throw that on the salad. It's just full of nutrition and delicious flavors and stuff like that. So here's my salad. Very, very easy. Since I started the 21-day fix, I've been like a huge spinach thing. To me, spinach doesn't have a lot of flavor. I don't know like why it has like a bad reputation. Ooh, spinach. Ugh. I think the cooked. Yeah. Probably because have you ever seen it from a can?
Frozen, so limp.
Frozen, yes, really.
I bought it from a can once to use in a recipe. I thought, I'll just put this in my spinach lasagna. Good God, I had to throw it out. It had Popeye on it and everything. Oh, honey, you burned it.
I did a little burn.
A little bit. So we'll let that sit. Does it smell good though?
Yeah, it smells great.
Yeah.
I've been sitting there smelling the marinade.
There you go. Same thing. So anyway, we buy this huge thing, Sam's Club.
Soon to be possibly Costco, because Costco is coming to Mishawaka, which we're very excited about.
It's all washed and ready to go. My good friend, I can't remember her name now, Nancy Rizzuko, I want to say Nancy, is the one that showed us this salad a long time ago. And so this is what I put in the spinach salad. These are my own like spicy sweet nuts if you want to take a little taste. I left enough in there for everybody to have a little taste. I bake them and toast them up myself just for a topper.
So the basic gist of that is
I use maple syrup, cayenne
natural,
pepper,
like real syrup, so it's not processed.
Cayenne pepper, salt, and cinnamon. And then if you kind of cook that into a reduced syrup, throw the chopped nuts in there, and then bake them. That'll be the next time on my show. And these are bacon bits from Sam's Club or whatever, and they're like the real bacon. So maybe that's like a piece of bacon. I don't know.
Again, remember we're saying this is not perfectly clean, completely. But
someone's going to go, which container does that go in? You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'm like, it's protein. And basically, I mean, look at it. There's not a ton of fat, maybe a little teensy piece of fat here and there, but all the grease has been rendered out. Right. So, dried cranberries, so much flavor. If you guys are fans, you can have some for snacking. The original recipe called for, I think, red onion, and I almost always use chives in every salad because like raw onion really upsets my stomach and you taste it the rest of the day. But I found
it also overpowers. I think that's one of the big things where it actually dominates the whole.
But chives is like an onion
subtlety.
A little bit of onion without being overpowering. So I grow them. If you guys want to take a little bit home and plant them yourself, if you dig them up, they will go crazy at your house. So this is just what I do with the chives. Okay, put that away. And then, because I wasn't going to put chicken in today, I have a hard-boiled egg. Are you guys egg fans? Yes. This original salad calls for blue cheese, which I adore blue cheese. I love it. I'm allergic to penicillin, but I can still eat blue cheese. I know some people can't. But I always found that like the blue cheese, besides like the amazing flavor, it added like a moisture to this. I know a lot of people don't like that word, moist. But the egg, while not tasting like blue cheese, of course, I feel like it adds the same kind of moist texture, you know? So I just, at the beginning of the week, like when I'm doing food prep, marinating this, always doing that, I boil a dozen eggs for Dan and for me, for us to use. And one of my favorite ways is just to put it in a salad. So I peeled it, and this one did peel pretty well, believe it or not.
Our own peeling the whole baking soda and
so much
pulling it off with.
Stupid.
That's it, guys. It's so important. I think particularly protein. The more you can make protein convenient, the more you'll be apt to grab it. The problem being is sometimes like the carbs tend to be very portable. Like you'll go, grab a couple of this or a bag of this, or it's that carbs tend to be very portable. Not so much in the protein department. So the more you can. So that's why we do our chicken ahead of time, so you can just grab that. If you need to, go ahead and cut it and slice it up into your slices. So if you want to put it in a salad, that's great. And then refrigerate it. Hard-boiled eggs are another great option for you.
And when I make this for myself, I make it for lunch probably once or twice a week, just because it's so easy and it's a no-brainer. I almost always put a whole apple in there. One purple.
And the idea too, so what we do with the apple situation is we go to our local farmers market and we try to get the fresher apples because we know you have to do your best on that, but sometimes the pesticides really in apples are horrifically bad. That's where
in the dirty dozen.
Yeah, so the studies show that apples, if you're going to avoid pesticides, apples are where it's at. You want to try to do that because they tend to hold the most in their skin. So
So there's that, and you get some decent apples. Even at this point, you get and you get the we
got a half bushel for $6.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
bushel.
Like enough apples for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you get, we call it seconds, where they don't look exactly pretty.
And it was like a mixed variety.
Yeah.
So there were a few like wrinkly, golden delicious, but I just threw them out or put them in applesauce.
For $6.
What kind is this?
I don't know. Dan thinks it's a
So
Rayburn.
Rayburn, I think might be.
Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're huge. So anyway, that's what I put in my salad. Some variation. If I happen to have blue cheese, yes, I'll put it in. If I have the chicken, I put it in. Sometimes I leave the chive out.
So that's the elements, and then there is a dressing, right?
Well,
Or no?
yeah.
Yes.
The original dressing for this was poppy seed, which is nice, and you can find like a low-fat poppy seed. It's usually full of sugar, you know.
And often high fructose corn syrup. So that's one of the big things, guys. Dressings are rough on high fructose corn syrup.
But today I wanted you guys to try. I don't know if you've ever been to the olive oil store over at Toscana. It is expensive. It's $16 a bottle, but holy, I have it out. It's so good. And we have found, because I've been buying
The olive branch.
Yeah, I've been buying cheap balsamic my whole life, $3, you know, at Walmart or whatever. And the difference is, I mean, we can do a taste test. It's insane. You need to cut it with the olive oil, you know. But when you use this and you just drizzle it on your salad, you don't need, because it's not so bitey. You know, the other kind is really super bitey. So I'm gonna let you guys.
Do you want to do the spray or no?
Would you rather spray or would you rather drizzle? It's your choice. This is what Dan likes. I like to just pour it on. He likes to spray it
Go
on.
ahead.
Spray.
Okay, spray.
We'll do one spray, one pour.
So we have a mister.
I have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just kind of toss it around a little bit. When you watch one of those chefs, they would do like this. I'm not going to put my dirties on.
And there's your mister.
Would you like some salad as
Sure,
well?
please. I would love some salad. From my Mister. Get it? Mister. Take these chicken.
You can stop.
Sorry.
So, there you go. I don't know when I put those potatoes in. You guys, I'm sure it hasn't been 15 minutes. So we think. It's good, right? I have a hard time taking the
You need a little more
the vinegar to school. So sometimes because the apple is so juicy, sometimes I just skip the dressing altogether. But if you can do it, do it. So.
You're getting a nice mix between the apple. So you got this. I think the cool thing about this is you got the apple sweet and the cranberries a little bit sweet, and then you get those nuts which have a bit of savory sweet in them too. Spicy, and then you're getting the savory of the balsamic. So it's a really cool palate mix. That's awesome.
So I'm going to take a piece of your chicken and cut it up for them so they can taste it. And then you can throw it on your salad if you want.
And we really like, and so we're going to talk at the end here. This is a little bit about multi-purposing, and I think it's one of the food prep things that you can do that makes your meals just go longer. So it's not just a single meal prep, particularly in the chicken department when you do something like this and you're grilling a whole bunch of chicken at once. Then the idea of like how many different meals can we get out of this one batch of chicken? And I think that is something that I think people will really value, is the fact that
Perfectly good.
it's perfectly good.
Seriously.
Seems a little bit on the outside, but
Yeah, we do a million things with this chicken. And the nice thing is, like, if I get the urge to make pasta or lasagna or, you know, whatever, something that Dan, especially when he's, like, really cutting down carbs, won't do, there's almost always quinoa that I've cooked in the fridge, and there's almost always this chicken. And so if he wants to sit down with us at dinner, he's got his food already ready. And the nice thing about Dan is he is the least pickiest guy on the planet.
I'm pretty non-picky.
Yeah. So when you're learning how to cook like I did, We're celebrating our 19th anniversary in 2 days.
19, baby.
I didn't know how to make anything except my mom's tuna casserole when we got married. I'm not kidding. That's all I knew. Mushroom soup, Velveeta cheese. Story. And
not on the clean menu.
It wasn't.
So you
Oh
know.
my gosh. And Dan was so sweet. He would eat anything. And so it just really made me become more adventurous and get, cookbooks and try things. And that's how I learned how to cook, because he's not picky. And I always feel sorry for people who have picky husbands who won't eat certain things and stuff like that. I just feel lucky. Right?
Yeah.
Did you taste the chicken?
Mm-hmm. Really good. I love the nuts.
Yeah, man.
I will show you how to make it. It's really, really easy.
No spice at the end.
Is the walnut? What are
They are
Those
walnuts. I was afraid you would tell me
Did
you
you
were.
do it with pecans?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Pecans are delicious.
Now, the further you move away, so I would say in terms of your fat rankings and all of that, you're probably talking almonds are most lean and best with omega-3s. Then I'd say probably next would be either probably your walnuts or your cashews. Pecans are going to start more and more sweet on the sweet side, so they are the glycemic index not as wonderful, but
Walnuts are
still.
supposed to have a bunch of aminos or something in there. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking omega-3s. I would
Yeah.
The fun part is that because
I'm
it's,
flipping.
okay, just flip
Don't
it.
do this if you don't have Teflon
She
fingers.
has. We also have tongs for that.
Yeah, I've worked in restaurants a long time, and I feel like I burnt my nerve endings off. I'm serious.
But the chicken, I think that the one wonderful part about this particular recipe for chicken is that it's so versatile. It can go in so many different directions. So it can go, if you did need it to go kind of Mexa spicy, you can go in that direction. If you needed that part of the rest of your recipe, feeding that, I think that's fine. It really does well in this kind of sweet salad-y type of thing. What else? Your quesadilla type of style.
Quesadillas, wraps, cold wraps.
Mm-hmm.
It's just chicken salad. Sometimes we'll do chicken salad like a Greek yogurt base, and it goes really great in that. So did you guys see what they sort of look like on the side? See, they got that nice brown from the super hot stone. So I think they're salty enough. We can always salt them after, so I'm not going to do that. So.
So it is a little while on the potatoes to do the potentially you do some planning ahead of time, because you do have to cook those ahead of time, obviously, to make sure you can then bake them. But highly, highly worth it. The best part I think about these, as a replacement for whether it's a fries or mashed potatoes or things like that, is I've yet to see somebody. You guys hopefully will get a chance to taste this, but they deliver so much on flavor. You don't go, oh my gosh, this is healthy, not so good. It's like, wow, this is like A-list. I like this as much as anything.
Well, usually because I always make them together, you eat your sweet potatoes, and if there's one of the plain white ones left, and you go for a plain white one, you're like, it's not very good. So, anyway, so that we're just waiting for those to be done. You can probably turn it on. And that's what we want to interview our guest. Kidding.
No, we'll talk a little bit.
Good. Have some. Would you like some more?
Yeah. It's got a whole bit. That turned up. Make sure I do that real quick. I did. So I think the biggest thing that we can be doing on our as we move in this process of clean eating is just the planning, guys. And I love the way, even some of you guys said, I can't make it tonight to this thing that we're taping here, because you actually have to plan your meals out and you want to make sure that you got that covered, which I was like, that's really great. So great job on making sure that you have your plan set, because I think the truth is, as the week hits, the more you are, once you hit the week running, it's that much harder to plan, because you just got too much life hits, and then it's like, the last thing you want to do is grab convenient. So if
Yeah.
you've done a little bit of planning ahead of time.
Sunday is always my day. Do you
Yep.
guys do that?
Yeah.
And if you have to go to a family thing or you have to be out of town, it's like the rest of the week you're sort of scrambling, and I hate that.
Yep. So the more you can kind of
So
take.
don't call me on Sunday. I'm busy.
Which is why we're doing this. So yeah, so making sure you do take the time to prep, I think is really critical. And then, like even the things that you notice, like, so we bought that giant size spinach container. That's a great grab and go. It's already pre-washed. It's good to go. So sometimes the pre-done stuff for you that are healthy. So you have like snap peas that are in a grab pack. That's like it's one of those kind of baggy sealed type of things. So you can just grab those out, slam them in a green container. You know exactly how much you got there, and bam. So I think having those things planned ahead of time really makes a big difference. So,
I agree.
yeah. So,
I'm making a vat of chili.
yeah, batter chili. That's
Chili.
great. Heather Wilson just posted on her timeline some really cool meatloaf muffins. She calls them
Turkey.
turkey meatloaf muffins, which I think are another great opportunity because then it's like those are in serving size. You can just grab the serving instead of having to cut the thing up to whatever it is.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and it cooks faster a little bit, that way, and then you're able to roll. So. All right, well, we're going to sign off at this point. The potatoes are probably, just so you know, we've had them before. They're pretty amazing.
I want them to try them.
Yes,
So you can come back
they
on
will.
to when they're done.
Yeah, that would be great. So we'll be able to hopefully film that at that point, and maybe I'll be able to splice those two together. So anyway, guys, thanks for being with us. Thank you for Nancy
Studio
and for Linda,
audience.
studio audience, and Ginger Arcane. So, yeah, thanks, babe. Great job.
Thanks.
Okay,
You too.
signing off. We'll see you.